5 years ago, I was lacking purpose.
And I started to second guess myself a lot.
I had been out of the workforce for roughly about 9 years at that point.
I had to kind of start thinking about what I'm going to do with my life.
I thought, okay, if I'm going to try this, now's the time to do it.
I really wanted to give back to the community, and it's a nice thing to do in the end, to help others.
Rook & Co is a small business that I started with my partner Chris, and we specialise in kids wear. I'd been working on Rookie full-time for about a year, and I loved the experience and had lots of fun with it, but whilst I loved being able to do my own thing, I really missed other people.
I noticed that slowly after time, Stacey started sort of regressing into herself. You could see that sort of lack of confidence come through.
I knew I had to get back into the workforce, but I was reluctant to because I'd lost so much confidence and I didn't think I could do anything. Putting together a Seek profile and getting it up there and having someone contact me within 24 hours, that just was reassurance. It was just like, you are good and you do know what you're doing. You just lost that for a period of time. I think I ended up getting my role at Asahi within a week or 2 weeks of putting my profile up. A year later, I'm at full stream and looking at promotions and different things at work, and it's such a 180 to where I was before.
She's doing really well, so you can see a fundamental shift in who she was sort of 18 months ago and who she is now, and I'm really proud of her.
Our fantastic volunteers are essential for Vision Australia. They deliver a whole range of services, whether that's helping a child access education or actually just an older person accessing their local community.
When I asked for a volunteer from here, I still had some practical vision that I could manage. But then when I lost that practical vision, I really panicked because I kept thinking, how am I going to read my mail, pay my bills, put my microwave on, all these things. I stubbornly kept on trying to do things, and the result of that was often a fiasco.
I really wanted to give back to the community, and I thought if I have able hands and I have the time, I might as well do something that means something for someone else. I went to Seek and look for volunteering roles. I applied just to see what happened, and shortly after I came to the office here and they trained me, and it was very interesting to see the whole training process.
Good on you, thank you.
The sugar's just here.
We can put a volunteering opportunity up in Seek and people take up that opportunity, and every day we see our volunteers making such a difference to people's lives.
He thinks it's not a big deal, but for me it's a fantastic thing. It's opened my world again, and it gives me that sense of continued independence, a sense of freedom.
I no longer go there because I'm a volunteer, because now I go visit a friend, and it's always nice when we spend time together.
Well, I was working for a smaller plumber, sort of around the area locally, and I was seeing how he was doing it, and I thought that I could probably add a bit more value to the service that he was providing. Everyone, not necessarily doubted me, but the notion of starting your own business, because it is such an all-encompassing thing. There were some good people around me that supported me and enabled me to sort of back myself, and sometimes that's all you need. Initially, the company grew organically, like through word of mouth and all the rest of it, but there's only so far that you can go with that. I see that we need more people next week, we need more people next month. I can put an ad up and, you know, within 24 hours I've got resumes coming through the door, CVs. We're growing so quickly.
It's apartment 2 and 3.
And is the joinery still hung? Is there any elevation?
Look at this. This is what you get. Gas instantaneous.
I've got a really good bunch of young guys that are really focused and motivated. 5 years ago, I was lacking purpose. I was lacking direction. I was lacking self-satisfaction and that sort of stuff. The business has given me purpose, and it's afforded me the luxury of being able to make decisions and follow my dreams where I want to.
I was working at Channel 9 and really enjoyed the place. I couldn't really put a distinct point on it. Something was missing, and I felt that I was at a point in my life where it was time for a change. I came across the Seek business, and from there, the journey began. I have no previous mortgage broking experience. Seek provided the initial catalyst. Smartline is a personal mortgage advising company. It's a very big, life-changing moment for someone to buy a place. So if you can help them through that journey, it's very close to their heart. It's given me more freedom, more time to spend with the kids.
Here's my favourite, this one.
Now I get to walk them to school, work during the day, pick them up on the way home, and then I can get back online and do some work after they've gone to bed. Yeah, Seek is a great destination for careers and to make the jump into a business. It's been a very refreshing challenge, but a positive one.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
What's for breakfast?
Come and sit down. I'll make you something to eat. I was reaching a point in my life where I could see my marriage was coming to an end. So I had to really think long and hard and quite quickly as to what I was going to do. And I knew I had to get back out studying again in order to establish something secure to provide for my daughter and I. What are you doing in maths today, actually? The hardest thing was, honestly, my age. I was 38. And the thought of having to study, but not only that, how long was this going to take me? Where was I going to go to get the support, the guidance and the help? I honestly didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what questions to ask. And straight away, I knew that Seek was that platform that was going to help me kickstart where I needed to go and where I wanted to go in the future. What they did was they broke down the pathway. They spoke to me about what my desires were, where I wanted to see myself in a few years' time, and they knew that I wanted to work with children. Once the Cert 3 was done, I got stuck straight into the diploma. Once the diploma was done, it was such a weight off my shoulders, but it was just fantastic. And from there, I haven't looked back. I've established myself well now with a preschool that I've been long-standing with now. As an educator, what I've come to realise now is that learning never stops. You've always got to keep moving forward, and that's what I've come to realise too. So I can't wait to see where it's all going to go next.
So I went through year 11 and 12 just thinking I'll go into the Navy, and before I got to my physical exam, they said I can't go into it because I have bad ankles. I was pretty devastated, and so then at that point I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know. I don't want to be doing the same thing every day and not being intrigued in what I'm doing. I want a practical job and I like engineering. At the time I didn't know what exactly. My dad's been working at Seek for maybe 3 years now. He said one day, they're doing this camp for girls to get them interested in IT. You should do it.
There is a societal issue with women in technology. It's a challenge to attract and retain females in the technology sector. So the Camp Seek program is a one-week program that brings in students to experience what technology actually looks like in practice in a tech company like Seek. Those girls will then go back to their schools and talk about their experience and share that with a multiplier effect so that we have more people opened up to what technology actually is.
I didn't really go into it knowing much about it, but straight away it was really amazing to know all these opportunities that you can do in the IT industry. If I didn't go to Seek, I don't think I would have really understood how much I would have loved product design engineering. So I'm also so glad that I did it and that I actually found something I loved.
I'm still working through some of those anxious moments, but so far it's been very positive.
One day I sat down, I'm like, I do actually feel like I'm back in full stride.
That's the now, and then in the future, gee, who knows? Yeah, it's going to be out of control soon. I don't even know how we're going to keep up, but yeah.
I think it's just nice to make a difference in people's lives.
The things he does for me, probably he thinks they're very little, but for me, make a big difference.
It hasn't been an easy road, but it has been thus far a successful road.
Doing Camp Seek was a big help in deciding to do product design engineering. Thank God the Navy didn't accept me.